Is someone on with me?
Yes, I am. It's Whitney.
Hi, Whitney. I'm so glad you signed up to join me. Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome.
Exciting.
Did you get your workbook?
Yes. I went through it.
Oh, you already went through it?
Well, no. Not like, I just skimmed through the whole thing. Just like, I didn't read or do anything more.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't already set up your portfolio or anything.
Yeah, no, nothing yet. Just looked at it. It's a really good workbook. That's really good. You do good work.
Woo! Oh man, I put my heart in that thing. I just was so excited to make it. And that's how I knew. I was like, man, this is really what I should be doing. Because all I wanted to do was work on my workbook. I kept putting clients off and and other things I probably should have been working on. I was like, no. I've got to make just the perfect workbook.
That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah. And I think we only have one other person with us today, Whitney. I had only 3 people sign up, which, whatever. And then one of them had to cancel on me this morning. And then it's just you, me, and then Pamela's going to join us.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That'll be fine. It'll be, as long as just one other person, or even if it's me and you, it's the point of bouncing ideas, and I wouldn't even know what questions to ask until we started doing it together.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna find that it's actually maybe a lot easier than you thought too. Which sometimes you just have to have somebody show you that it is.
Yes,
that's what I'm hoping. You're like, oh
yes,
I could have done this.
Well, you hit it right on the target when you said procrastination. You're right. Why do we procrastinate? Because, one, I don't know about it. And human nature is, I don't know about it, so that'll be the last thing I will ever do.
Right.
It just seems so daunting.
Even if I get started, is this going to be what somebody's looking for? Or am I going to include all the right things? And
yes.
So, yeah. I'm just here to be your guide on the side. Isn't that what they say facilitators are?
Yes, this is awesome.
Have you ever heard that little cliche or whatever?
Yes, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's funny.
Well,
awesome.
It's 11 o'clock. I don't know how much longer we're gonna wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever works for you. Is this is this truly an all day thing? Or are we doing all day?
No, I would the goal is to be less than 4 hours. I really kind of just depends on you and Pam. If you guys are done and you're happy and we've met all the objectives that I just think are important for you, then we can be done. Or we can use all 4 hours and maybe work on more content, or work on some of the bonuses I put in there that you might want to talk about, like your LinkedIn profile and things like that.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. I saw your video of your podcast. Have you started a podcast channel now? Is that on the podcast channel?
Yeah, so here's what's going on right now is I have about 4, I think I'm up to 4 podcast episodes recorded and in the can. But to start a podcast, if you want to, and I did my research, and if you want to upload your podcast and start a new one, you have to have around 5 or 6 to upload. Even if you don't distribute them all at once, you need to have at least that many. So I have 2 more scheduled with other people to record, and so I'll be ready probably within the next week or two. But I'm kind of thinking about moving to something else, and we could talk about it later. Pam just joined us, but I'm thinking about doing like an idle courses bulk. What I mean by that is like, because I noticed that a lot of people they messaged me, like people had interest in this, but they said that the price was too expensive. And I kind of get that because it's a lot of people who are like teachers who are trying to make the transition into instructional design, and maybe that's just not within their budget. But then again, it's like, how do I make it worth my time, but something that they can afford? And so I was thinking about something like just like doing an idle courses bulk where I have like trainings and calls and templates and workbooks and everything that they need to like help them like make a transition to become an instructional designer, templates they need once they get the job, answers to their questions and all that kind of stuff, and do like a small like membership site and just like start it out that way and then grow that way. That way it's like not expensive. That's kind of my idea about where that's going right now. Because it's like what I want to do. This is my goal. I mean, client work is fun, but I really just I want to help people who want to become an instructional designer. It's kind of involved that way, and so that's kind of where I want to focus.
That's awesome. Well, you exude that because, like, just in your content, how you speak, you can tell that's a passion, and that's what drew me in. So I could totally see how you would go that direction. And I think a monthly membership fee is excellent. That's where you get that recurrent payment as well. But also, too, people need to learn how to prioritize. I mean, they would pay a college certificate for it. So what's the difference? I think that's also an issue. But I like your monthly membership idea. I think that's excellent.
I know, and just like, and it would, there are other ones like the E-Learning Guild and ATD, but their target's not necessarily the same target audience that I want to help, and also they don't really have like the kind of resources that I want to give. Like I want to give like, like you see like my workbook that I made. Like I want to like share templates like that. Like you can make your own workbooks and that kind of stuff.
Right. No, Robin, I'm part of both of those, and they are just geared to like, it's just product. Like it's selling product and like just going to like conventions. But yes, there is nothing like what you're describing.
Yeah. And then like, once you like, I'll have to start out small, but once it grows, I hope to like, I already have a lot of connections kind of in the field. So I'd like to, get like discounts for my members on things like softwares and animation tools and maybe conferences or whatever, if that's what people are interested in. I'm just kind of be a real service to the community. So that's kind of where I'm going. I even have a name.
Phenomenal. So. Phenomenal. I'm there. That's excellent. Can't wait.
Okay. All right. So you're really, I'm so glad that you guys will be here to help me. This is really, it's kind of a beta. I've never taught this workshop before. I just built it. So I want to hear all your feedback and all your questions, and we can go ahead and get started. Pamela, you got to say hi. Is she on? She's like muted or something.
Hola, how you doing?
Oh, there she is. There she is. How would you show just your picture and not your video? I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, so if you upload that as a thumbnail, if you don't want to show your face like today, I do not. No makeup, no hair, anything today. So sorry, I will not be gracing you with my face. But yeah, you can put it so that it's your thumbnail.
Oh, well, perfect. Well, I need one of those too, because there are days that I certainly don't want to be on camera.
I'll show you. I'll send you a little video on how to do it and show you how good I am with instructional design.
All right. So, Whitney, meet Pam. Pam, meet Whitney.
I will.
And I think we should probably just like, I know Whitney from Instagram, and I know Pam because she used to be a student at Shorty University. But I guess maybe just like say who you are, where you're from, and why you wanted to be in this workshop now. Whitney gets to go first.
Oh, okay. My name is Whitney Salas. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I did teach high school, and I got my master's in structural design, and now I am an analyst / designer for American Airlines. And I'm only 11 months into this new role, and but along the way, there's so many things I just never thought I would have to consider, or things that you will only learn in real life, as comes with any degree you get. And so that's how I started following every single person and group and everything in instructional design, because there are just so many things you just don't understand until the day of. And so that's how I'm here. And I met Robin through her content and stuff. And she had an ad, I think, on Instagram when I was scrolling, and it was like, teachers wanting to be designers, you can earn more money on the side. And she just spoke to my personal passion. And I said, heck yeah. And so then that's how I connected with Robin and then her Facebook page and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. I love your story. And you're kind of doing, a lot of what I would really love to do, and which is to expand out and expand the industry. So my name is Pamela Swanson. I reside in Atlanta, but I'm from a little town called Dalton, Georgia. You may know it as the carpet capital of the world. I've been a trainer since I was probably 20 years old.
Wow.
But it was like in person, doing production timing, tack timing. So I would go in and I would train people how to run carpet machines. And then, and it's just like you're talking about with how you got your degree, but you really didn't understand all of the components of the job until you got there. And then, oh my goodness, this morning I've got to know how to do this. So
yes.
it's the same thing. So there's a lot of different detail in running a carpet machine, believe it or not. It's very intricate. And so anyway, that's how I got my start. And then I became a stay-home mommy for a very, very long time. And then finally it was 2004, I went back into the corporate world. And I had never worked in the corporate atmosphere before. I'd always been in manufacturing.
Right.
And so I took a couple of courses at the state college, learned some admin, learned how to type, learned about computers. And that is where I became a receptionist at a place called Yanmar America. I was there for about 5 years. When I left, I was the HR director. And
Wow.
and I just learned through that process that, people know how to manage, but a lot of people don't know how to lead. And what happened was it birthed my desire to be a servant leader, which is to lead out of the desire to serve and not out of the desire to lead, and teach other people how to be better leaders. They manage the company fabulously. They know their spreadsheets in and out. Interpersonal skills, though, they have no clue how to treat people as value, value them, value their input, care about their well-being. It's not
You're
just
speaking
about
my
the
life.
numbers.
That's yes.
So that is how I wanted to learn how to train. So I became a corporate trainer through a place called Ultimate Software. It's one of the largest payroll and HCM software companies in the world. They not only do US, they do what's pretty much unheard of. They're a payroll company that focuses on payrolls around the globe. And so I was able to learn how to do that. Well, I met Robin when I decided to further my education when I was at Ultimate in 2010 at Shorter University. She was my professor, and I can't remember what class it was that she was teaching, but then she became
Professional development.
Was it that? Okay, a professional
It was your
development.
orientation class.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. And then she became an advisor, a student advisor. She was my advisor. I looked up on that one. And then she became, the dean. So it was like, oh my God, assistant dean. Yeah. And so I was able to watch her blossom. And then she stepped out of the academic world and into corporate world. I watched her there at Silver Pop. Is that right, Robin?
Yeah, we ended up being neighbors. I walked out of my, new job and I saw him. I was like, what? You worked down the street from me. And we were like, it was it was at
the Galleria building.
Food Truck Tuesday. Food
Yeah.
Truck Tuesday. I think that's when I saw you.
Yeah,
I love
and
food
and
trucks.
so that's when I learned you know, because at this time I had already graduated with my master's, and I have, oh, and I guess I should tell you that. So I have my associates of business administration. I have a bachelor's of management, and I have a master's of organizational leadership and behaviors. So
Wow.
anyway,
Wow.
that's my heart. That's
Wow.
that's
That's
how I
awesome.
met her. You know, I just feel blessed. And then of
Awesome.
course on Facebook, so that day whenever we were at the Green Belly or Green Egg or whatever it's called, Happy Belly, getting
Yeah.
our food on Tuesday, I think we exchanged Facebook and we've been Facebook friends, and I've just watched her continue. Well, what I've found in this corporate world is if I don't know how to relay my training in a way that adults can learn quickly
Mhm.
and on demand,
Mhm. Yes.
I'm going
Yes.
to be
Yes.
in a pickle. So anyway, that's
Yes.
why I'm here. I want to know how to use all of this stuff that I see her do and I
Right.
see other people do, you know, and I now am on that Adobe Live and I get to watch them every week. But anyway, I want to know how to do my own portfolio so that I can get out of being a strapped W-2 wage employee. I want
Yes.
to do my own
Oh,
thing.
so you so your
I have a
goal is
lot of
to be
Preach.
a
Preach.
freelancer?
pardon?
Is your goal to be a freelancer with your portfolio?
Yeah, I would really like to do
Pam?
that. I would.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Well, you'll
awesome.
definitely need one if you want to be a freelancer. Excellent. All right.
Awesome.
All
Awesome.
right. So I couldn't be more happy that you guys are the ones that are here with me for my very first workshop. So let's get started. Let's not waste any
Okay.
more time, and let's start building our portfolios.
Woo! Okay.
I bought
All
myself a
right.
domain, Robin. I went out, I was on the phone with
Oh, you
GoDaddy
did?
last night. Yes, I have PR Swanson domain, and I've already set up my WordPress because I wanted to be prepared for
Oh,
you.
you're doing WordPress?
Well, it's there. I don't have to do WordPress, but it's there.
Well, okay. Well, we can talk about it now if you want to. All right. So what I'm going to show you are like just the web builders, like the free ones.
Okay.
And WordPress is pretty awesome. I don't know like what your level of using WordPress is, but if you install like a Divi editor on there, you might know what I'm talking about or not. But if you
I
install a
do.
Divi editor on there, then it gets really easy to build your own WordPress site. Also, it's nice because then you own it forever, and you never have to worry about, if you want to upgrade things or get a new theme or whatever, then you own your site and you can always just add one. It's a one-time fee. You don't have to pay like monthly subscription costs like you would for some of these other ones that I'm about to show you if you want to like upgrade the features or whatever. So it's a great place if you are ready to like, dive into building a WordPress website. But the ones that I'm going to teach you today are not WordPress. That would be like, that'd be a long workshop day. So,
Well, get
so,
ready because I'm
so
going to be asking you for one. I want to make sure
for,
I do this right.
yeah. So my goal, so for the goal for you today is really, it's to get a portfolio up and done. But really it's about teaching you how to create content, even if
Okay.
you don't have any content for your portfolio. And so that's kind of really the goal. And I guess you could apply that to any of the web builders. You can apply it to WordPress, of course. I'm just not going to go into how to build your portfolio on WordPress.
Okay.
So is that okay? Is that all right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can ask me questions. All right. So most people put up learning objectives. I'm just like, these are expectations. These are our goals today as far as like what I want to accomplish. And that is first things first is we are going to manage your entire portfolio project with Trello. And this is just about kind of like what me and Whitney were talking about. It's like about stopping procrastination. And one of the best ways to stop procrastination is to put it on your calendar. Because if you don't put it on your calendar, you don't write it down, you don't make a plan, then it's not happening. It does not exist. And so what I've done for you, and all these links I'm going to like throw up in the chat box for you are also in your workbook. So like if you go to your workbook and it looks like a button, then it is a button. And and it really will take you somewhere. So you can go to your workbook and go to the button, or I will also put it in your chat box now too. So have you guys worked with Trello before?
Just a little.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Okay. Where am I? There's my chat box. Where is my chat box? There she is. All right. So anyway, I just want to get this to you so that you have it, and you can go in and you can put your own due dates, because, you know, obviously we're not going to build the entire portfolio with all the assets. And so you're going to have to keep building assets after this workshop is done. And so I wanted to give you a board so that you can keep track and add due dates. And it's so easy to add due dates. I mean, you just go in here and you give yourself a due date, and you can save it. And then you can download Trello on your phone, and you can also have it, of course, on your desktop PC, and it will email you when your due date's coming up. So it's just another way to keep yourself accountable. I don't know about you, but I don't do anything unless technology beeps at me. And so, like, you know, my phone said, oh, it's time for you to make your first outline for your content piece. Then, you know, it's fun to get it done and then check off the box. So that's why I made this Trello board for you. Also, it's just another way for you to see all the steps that you'll take. All right. So that's your Trello board. Let's go back to our expectations. And then also we're going to do the website selection setup, which I just kind of mentioned. Essential pages. So we'll just kind of go ahead and build those today. A template for your portfolio artifacts, and you'll see what I'm talking about later. Your personal branding. We're mostly going to pick your colors and just kind of use those colors throughout your website, and I'm going to show you a really cool tool to do that. White labeling. Do you guys have any content already built for another client that you can't use?
I have a ton of content with it's like an Articulate, right? Or Captivate. Is that what you're talking about, right? I have a ton of that kind of stuff. Yes.
And you can't use it because you signed an NDA?
Yes.
I'm the same way.
I can't use it.
Okay, we'll go over like how you could use parts of it, or how you can get permission and that kind of stuff. Well, I'll just like answer some about that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay.
That way, you know, you probably have more content than you think, or you might have a chance to use parts of it, or I'll just even talk to you about how you can white label it. How to build assets from scratch. I think that's really kind of the core part of this, besides the fact that we're actually going to build together. It's how to build assets even though, you know, you're not working for a client. And then we'll build a piece of content together, just a small piece, but just so like you can see the process and we can go through it. Create a thumbnail, publish the content. I'm also going to, if you guys don't already have a cloud server set up so you can publish your e-learning, I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm just going to do a Google Cloud server. And then we'll talk about getting feedback and then where to link your portfolio. That's my goal.
Awesome.
So we'll see how far we can get. All right, any questions here? Nope. Okay. All right, we already talked about the Trello board. And so let's dive into getting yourself a website. And I'm actually done with the PowerPoint now, because the rest of it is just like we're going to do this thing. So there are, let me escape out of here. Whoop. Okay, let's see. There are 3 or 4 different ones that I want to show you as far as website builders. And you've probably heard of most of them, but what I want to tell you is that it really doesn't matter which website builder you use. It doesn't even matter if the website builder that you use has an ad on it. I mean, maybe you want to pick one that has like a smaller ad more at the bottom than an ad right at the top that kind of makes it look like your portfolio page is an advertisement instead of a personal portfolio. But a hiring manager, they do not care that you have the free version. They just want to see your work. And that's really what I want to like ease your fears out. It does not matter if you do the free version. So there are 3 and maybe a 4th one that I'm going to recommend. Wix. And Wix is great because they have like a an automated builder where you just answer questions and then it builds it out for you. So that's nice. The drawback, of course, about Wix is that they put right at the top they put their advertisement, and it's kind of annoying and large. And then of course there is Weebly, and this one's nice because if you're kind of low in like you don't want to deal with a lot of tech and you just want to drag and drop and you don't need a lot of features, which I mean you don't really need a lot of features to have a portfolio. Weebly is a good choice for that. I'm also going to show you, and all these links are in your workbook too. This is Google Sites. This is really nice because it doesn't give you a lot of choices, and it's always going to be free. There's a very, very small link at the bottom that says like Google Sites, and it's no big deal. Now the most beautiful one, and I don't know if you guys have like Adobe Creative Suite, but if you do, there is Adobe Portfolio, and you get it for free. So, and it is nice. So, and there's a bunch of different templates that you can use in Adobe Portfolio. So I guess what our first thing is going to be is, what web builder do you want to use for your workshop today? Like, you got to make a decision because we're going to start building.
Wix is fine by me. Or
you want to do Wix?
Which one do you feel that is best?
Well, do you guys have Creative Cloud? If not, no big deal. I'll go to a different one.
I don't have it for myself.
No, yeah, I don't either. It's for work.
Okay, then we'll skip that one. We'll eliminate that choice.
Yeah, I'm fine with Wix. Just do Wix or Weebly, just a simple one, just to see how.
Wix.
Yeah, and Wix is good. I also don't want to undersell Google Sites because it can host a lot of the content that you want. But I mean, maybe it doesn't look.
Let's do that one because I'm not even familiar with it, and we could learn something new today.
Yeah, and then, one that can really host our content. That's probably better. Yeah, let's do Google.
Yeah. I mean, they both do. I'm just, like it links to like your Drive, your documents, your forms. You know what I mean? All the stuff.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yes, let's do Google Sites.
I agree.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, and then
Robin,
I saw your website, and your website lets you create like learning modules in it on your webpage. Your Tableau or no?
Oh yeah, so that's called Kajabi. That's what I built mine. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
but it's a little pricey. I'm actually thinking, and that's another reason. I'm actually going to build my membership site that I mentioned. I'm going to build it on WordPress. Because if you really want to build something where you host courses that people can buy for you and not really necessarily just a portfolio thing, I've tried them all. WordPress really is going to, it's really, I think I avoided it just because it does take more work to build it all out. But the fact that you pay a one-time fee and then you own like LearnDash, that's one of the great LMSs for WordPress, and then you own it, and you can now, add plugins and stack things on top. That's kind of the beauty of WordPress. But Kajabi is $129 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I go ahead and say that out loud.
So Adobe is or Kajabi?
Huh?
Kajabi. Okay,
Kajabi.
gotcha.
Where I have my website.
So WordPress though, what I loved about your Kajabi though is you had learning modules in it, and you're saying though WordPress we could do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good. Okay.
If you write down there's two that I really like and that I'm going to include in my membership site. It's called Social Learner, and it connects to LearnDash. LearnDash is a learning management system that includes gamification. It will host your courses. It'll create learning paths. It's great. But if you add Social Learner, which is another WordPress plugin that like works nicely with LearnDash, is it can create like a forum and it's almost like a Facebook group inside your courses. So people can talk to each other.
Crap.
And you can have leaderboards. Yeah, it's really nice. And then also,
And you're
That
going to
goes
give
with
us
my
all of
cloth.
that, right? You're going to like
scope.
put it all down, right?
Well, I mean, that's outside of the scope of what our goal is here today, but we can talk about that.
Yeah. And your membership, that'd be great. It's already there. That's worth the monthly membership. I'm signing up. Absolutely.
I am too.
Heck yeah. Okay, good. Okay, well, you save that for the future, and then today we'll do Google Sites.
Yeah, today's just our goal is to like just get you a portfolio, because the point of a portfolio
No, I
is
didn't
like
want
it's
to do
always
it. I just
gonna
wanted
evolve.
to make sure I
Yeah.
have the keywords, like the social, whatever it was. That's all I want, just keywords.
Oh, here, let me just, you want me to put it in the chat box for you?
Yeah, just keywords.
Yeah.
It's called LearnDash.
LearnDash, there you go. And social
Oh,
something.
I spelled it wrong. Social learner.
Social learner, there you
Social
go. That's all I
learner.
wanted. That's it. Keywords.
And then
Okay,
also
you got it.
WordPress.
Oh yeah, definitely WordPress. There's a great video too on how to set up your entire WordPress website. It's already done for you on Google.
Good.
I'm gonna have to start keeping a list of things I'm gonna have to follow up with you on. Okay. So WordPress setup video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be a good high-level course to do all that when you get there, that high-level course to do this, because that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing about LearnDash, because and I'm going to show you, you're going to set up your server so that you can host your Articulate Storyline or Captivate courses so that people can preview them. But if you want like a learning management system for like your own personal website, and you want to track people's progress, or you want to sell courses or something like that, then that's when you're going to need LearnDash or Social Learner or whatever. So, but for your portfolio,
awesome.
You just need a server to host your course, and I'll show you how to do all that. Okay.
Awesome.
So to get to Google Sites, we'll just, you have it in your workbook, but let's go there. Let's start building. I was actually practicing on Google Sites yesterday, so I was working on it. My sister is one of my freelancers. She works for me, and so we were practicing the workshop, and we're practicing on Google Sites. So it's fun that you guys chose Google Sites, because
Awesome.
I already kind of have a little mini examples set up for us. But I'm going to build with you. We're just working on it. Okay. So let's go. Let's start from the very beginning. And you guys can see my screen. All right. So let's make a new one. Let me know when you get to Google Sites and you are on this page, because then we can just build at the same time.
I'm here.
I'm here.
All right. Of course, this little button right here is hidden on there, and it's create a new site. I'm just going to name it. Whoop.
Where did you come up with your idol? I mean, that's just, your branding is phenomenal. Was that just experience and stuff?
Honestly, well, I don't know. Me and my husband were out on the back porch one night having some adult beverages, and we were just talking about what I wanted to come up with a name for my business, and I was still working full time, and it was actually him who said idol, and I was like, yeah, it's structural idol, and then I was like, well, it can't just be idol, because people aren't going to know that right away, so it has to be idol courses. And then when I created my logo, I knew that I wanted to include. I made my logo, like the idea for the logo, but I had one of my friends that's like a professional graphic designer. I had her like created an Illustrator and like
wow, okay,
make it
cool.
perfect. And
All about
and
those
then after
connections.
that, like, and then she handed it back over to me, and then it's just evolved after that. After
wow,
she gave me my logo, and then I pulled the colors from my logo, then like everything else is me just going crazy with those colors.
So Whitney,
Oh,
you and I are going
awesome.
to have adult beverages.
I know.
I know all my best ideas come from. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's
I
like a
love
recommended
it.
strategy, but
Awesome.
okay. So here we are. Here's our portfolio, and the first thing that I want you guys to do is not even worry about like what it looks like right now, because what you want to do is you want to build your framework and your structure, and then we'll like go and paint it in just a moment and get your colors and things like that.
Okay.
So over here is pages, and we're going to create a work first portfolio. So there's like a couple of different ways that you can make a portfolio, but to make it easy, I'm just like narrowing it down, and we are doing work first. And so what that means is when people come straight to your homepage, they'll see like, they'll see your hero banner up here. That's what it's called. And then you'll see work first. And that's where when I say like you're going to create your thumbnails are going to be right here. They're going to be hyperlinked, and they're going to go to your portfolio piece. They're just going to see an image of each of your portfolio pieces right here on the home page. They don't have to like go looking for your portfolio link. So that's how we're going to build it. And of course, if you want to like change it later, do it. But right now, let's just do it this way. So here's home, and then you can just add another page, and our other page that you want to make sure to have, and you can call it what you want, but it's like a biography page, right? So your home page is just going to say like, hey, welcome to my portfolio, and say like a little blurb about yourself. But you need a biography or an about me page or a resume page, whatever you want to call it. You need one of those. So I'm just going to call it about me.
Okay.
That's
So
kind of language I like to
say
use.
pages and then home. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and then create new
Okay,
page.
perfect. Okay. And you said
I'm
you're
going to
going
say
to name
another
that
one.
about me?
Well, I would. Or you could call it your resume page. You call it your biography.
No,
I
I'm
guess
going
it
to
really
do
just
whatever you
depends
do
on,
and keep it simple, sweetheart.
you guys just call it about me.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
well,
keeping
there's
it
your about me page. Yeah, and like the thing about it is once you have like all your structure set up and you have your templates, then it's easy to like go back and just rename things or change things or whatever. But right now we're just getting it done, right? And then your next page that you want, of course, is like a contact me. Let me know if I'm going too fast, because sometimes I know I speak fast and I go fast. So
No, you're
let me
going at a
know if that's
perfect speed, but what
okay.
the struggle that I was having is when my page first opened, I guess because I just created it, I wasn't exactly where you were. It looked a little different, so I had to re-gauge and see, okay, pages, you know what I mean? I had to go like pages and then go to home and then, okay, so I'm good. Go ahead.
You're good? You with
Yep.
me?
Yeah, yeah, this is awesome.
All right, then the next one is going to be contact me, about me. And then if you guys have achievements, which it sounds like you both have achievements, like if you've won any awards, if you've done anything special, this is an optional page, but I mean, I recommend that if you have some awards or things to show off, maybe you got like Employee of the Month, or maybe you presented something somewhere, or you did something innovative or whatever, or if you make up some achievements, create yourself an achievement page. So
Hey, Whitney, I'll tell you something. Training Magazine, if you'll go out there, you can watch their webinars and they will award you certificates for however many hours that you spend learning how to train.
Oh my gosh.
Training
Okay,
Magazine. And I
thank
think
you
it's
for
a free
I
subscription.
Yes, I watch them, but I just never understood the certificate part, so I didn't do it. But thank you so much for telling me. Okay, thank you. Will do.
all right, Google, just get out of here. Just no, Google, I don't want to give you any feedback. They won't go away. Oh, they're there. They hide that X button. They're so witty with their UI. Okay. All right. So now the other thing that we're going to do, because I said it's a work first, is here under home, and you guys can tell. Never mind. We're like, I'm just going to do it your way. Okay, just do it my way. Okay, here is, you're going to add a subpage, and it's going to be your portfolio. And then what you're going to do with your subpage is you're going to hide it from navigation. Because you want to just go to the different things that they see from your homepage, right? So you don't need a menu item that says portfolio if you have your portfolio work up front. So that's why I'm hiding it. I mean, a lot of people have portfolio at the top, but yours is work first, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to do it another way. And then, of course, the other thing that you're going to have is, it depends on what kind of assets you're going to build, but go ahead and let's make these pages anyway, even if you don't plan on building out e-learning or whatever. Just build them out just in case you get through this and you realize, oh, I can create content for that, even though whatever. So here is portfolio, and then we're going to add a subpage. And let's do e-learning. Because even if you have storyboards for e-learning, that's going to go in your e-learning section of your portfolio. And then you'll create another subpage. This is all in your workbook too. I'm just getting done.
Awesome.
Led training. And this is where, all your presentations will go. For instructor-led training, maybe your facilitator guide, participant workbooks, that can all go in instructor-led training.
So let's say you do instructor-led training and it's a PowerPoint. That wouldn't be e-learning. That would be more, because you just say a PowerPoint for your instructors. Is that just would all go into instructor, or would you move that to e-learning?
I'd move that to instructor-led training, because if it's a presentation deck that they use in the classroom, even if it's as a webinar, I'd still include that as instructor-led training.
Okay.
And e-learning, you're going to want to show off, your Captivate, your storyline skills, or something like that, or like interactions. Or we were going to talk about how to kind of hack e-learning. How to create an asset even if you don't have Articulate Storyline or Captivate. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they don't have the money to get a subscription to Articulate Storyline, or they've already used all their trials, but they still need to create something for e-learning, and so there are ways to do that. And we can talk about that.
Okay.
Do you guys both have some kind of e-learning authoring tool, or no? Job aids?
I need to get my own. I can't use the companies for what I'm doing.
Yeah, me too. Same boat.
You mean they specifically said you can't use the program
Sweetheart,
outside of office hours?
If they knew that I was working on something for myself.
Even outside of office hours?
Honey, yes. You're not supposed to what is that called? Something.
Moonlighting?
Moonlighting. Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that.
Is that in your contract?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do any of that.
But it wouldn't be considered moonlighting if you're creating assets for your portfolio.
I just want to be safe. I'm a single woman. This pays my house payment and my car payment, so I'm not going to do anything to get fired. Anyway, let's go.
Okay, and so that's like the essential e-learning instructor-led training and job aids. There are several other types of portfolio content that you can include, but I guess it just depends on where you are or where your skills are. So, for instance, if you create your own graphics, then you would put graphic design as a subpage. If you are going to make some animations, which, I give you a bunch of animation tools that you can use to make some, so you should definitely probably try your hand at a few of them. Then you can put animations in here. So anything that you have that's like a special skill, you would want to create that as another subpage. So I'm just going to put animations because I think you guys can make some animations. Especially with the tools they have now, they're already animated and they're templates. So, all right. So now we have our subpages. We have our homepage, about me, contact me, and achievements. All right. So what I want you to do, let me know. Are you guys with me so far? Is everything done?
We're with you. Yep.
Okay, cool.
On it.
All right, good. So we are already onto the section where we're going to create one more subpage. And this is actually going to be an actual portfolio piece right here, right? So this would be, for instance, I don't know. Well, maybe you made a course on how to tie your shoes. All right, tie your shoes. Really good at coming up with examples off the top of my head. As you can see, tie your shoes. All right, and so you've created an e-learning course about how to tie your shoes. And what you want to do is you want to build out the structure of the kinds of information that you're going to use to describe your portfolio piece. Because yes, it's one thing to like have the graphic or have the animation or the movie or the facilitator guide, but what your hiring managers really want to see is like the thought process behind why and how you created something. So in order to do that, you got to write and you got to put some text on there. So here's insert, and now we're on tie your shoes. And what's good about this is that you can then use the same template and just duplicate it for every single piece of your portfolio assets. And so what you're going to want to do is create your headings. And where's our text at? Oh yeah, text. There it is. Boom. Actually, I would do it like this. This way, you can create your project title. And then you would also do tools used in development.
And how did you do that again? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I use the layout, or you could just do a text box.
No, I've got it. I've got that part. But after the project title, how did you do the tools in development? You just hit enter and went down? Okay, very good.
What?
I'm with you.
Okay. And then you can do, and let's add another text box. Boop, boop.
Okay.
Does this move? Okay, I'm learning a little bit about this myself. Boop. I want to add another one. All right, you can't add another one. Get out of here. I'm going to do it this way. We'll make it pretty later.
There's one right
we'll make
under
it pretty later.
There was one right under it, and if you hovered down underneath where you put in your tools, it allowed you to have one automatically. Or either it's click to edit text, maybe. No, I'm wrong. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We're just creating the structure. So we want project title. We want the tools used in development. And this is just another way to show that you know what you're doing. I'm in development. Client. If you built this asset, which you probably will, for not a client, then just get rid of this part. Client's not necessary, but if you did build it for a client, then you can put that there. And then collaborators. So for instance, if somebody does your voiceover for you and that's not you, then you would put them there, or somebody else is on your team, you'd put them there. But if that's not relevant, then don't worry about it. It's not necessary. Not necessary. All right, so this is the top of every project, and then these are your main headings, and so I would make them a heading. And you're going to do your challenges. And you're going to do your solution. And then the results. You now have built out the entire template for all the information you include about every single portfolio asset. And then if you go down in your workbook, you'll see that I've given you, I have this, of course, I made like a worksheet that you can print and write out, but I also put it in a Google Doc because I know that you're going to want to make copies and you're going to need to create portfolio, descriptions for each asset. And so you're going to want to duplicate that over and over again. And so I built it out in Google Docs so you can do that.
So would this be, so in each of these sections, like a few sentences is enough, or should we write this all together in a paragraph? And you're just outlining it, what we should have in our paragraph.
So yeah, so this all can just be like, one-off. So I give an example up here, right? Just anti-harassment for supervisors, tools and development, time and development, 2 months. That's because that general counsel took forever. ACS group, and then, whoever was collaborating.
Oh, okay. So just listing is okay? Listing is fine? Or do you think we should do complete sentences and stuff?
Listing here, right? And you can even use kind of like this format. You can go and make that, we'll go and make that pretty later if we have time. Mm-hmm. But then this is where you want to put your full sentences. So the challenges section, right? This is your background and problem context. Just so that you can like start thinking about it. I'm giving you some prompts in this worksheet, like what's like the executive summary. So just like write 4 sentences that just describe, whatever mm-hmm. the background is. And, you are, part of our strategy here is to just create content even without a problem or a background. But you're going to see that one of the tools I'm going to show you is you can actually come up with a background even though you don't have a client, and I'll show you that in a minute. But so you'll put in you write about your the background, and then what challenges were you trying to solve with this project, and this all goes under the challenges section, right? Okay. And then your solution journey. Why did you create what you created, and then how did you come up with the final solution?
Okay. And then our prospect employees want to see this, right? So this is important because they want to see your thought process. That's what the purpose of it.
Yes, this is one of the most important parts. So, okay. You can have something that looks nice, but if you don't write anything about it or say like where you came from these ideas or why you chose certain things or how you got there or did it actually solve anything? Because, courses are supposed to solve problems. So you definitely want to show how your thinking is strategic and it actually solves problems, and you don't just like make things randomly.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
And so these are just questions to kind of help you. You don't have to answer all of them. We're just, but you do want to put at least like 4 sentences for each section, if that helps give like a standard for you. And then what are your results? And then the most important part of results is like I say, or would use to determine if the project was successful. And so, you don't have any metrics for things that you make up for your portfolio assets, but you could say, what would you use if you were implementing this lesson in a real context, specifically the context that you've decided to implement it in? So, would the dropped call rate decrease based on your call center training? You know what I mean? Or whatever that is. That's the kind of stuff that you really want to include in your results. Because that's also going to show that you know how to determine key metrics, you know how to look at it from a business perspective. That's really, why you're creating your portfolio, I imagine, is because you want to land some kind of corporate instructional design job. So you got to show me that you can do that stuff. So that's that work. So everything that you fill out in here, you can just, if you use that worksheet first, then you'll get all your thoughts down. Then it's easy to come in here to your actual page and just drop it in. And then, of course, besides putting in the text in here, you're going to want to put the example, right? So whether that's, you know, a video of the e-learning sample that you have, or an actual full e-learning course, or if it's a PDF that you want them to download, or any of that kind of stuff, then you'd put it on this page. Also, you probably want to put your thumbnail that you have on your homepage, put it up here in your header, or change the header type or something like that. So you'd make this page look pretty. But right now we're just building out the essentials. All right.
Whitney, we can teach each other things too if you want. I put my email address in there, the new one that I just made, so I can keep all this stuff together. And I can teach you things about my industry, and you can teach me things about yours. We can also teach industrial design.
Awesome.
I mean, instructional design, whatever you want to do, things that we've just learned. And then that way you can have stuff like that. And I have papers like Robin. I was going to ask you, Robin. So I had to write this like 20-page lit review this week, and it was about virtual teams, which is all the rage right now. Nobody really understands how to manage their virtual teams. So I did this 20-page paper, and I could share that with her, and then she and I could collaborate. They did it on a fictional company, and it was called Celestial.
Wow.
And then the French company that the American company Celestial merged with is called Vola. And so those two companies had to figure out how to manage their virtual team. Well, I have all the content. I make A's on all my papers. Robin knows this. So everything that we have is like stellar work, and we could even build that out, and we can help each other. I mean, we're on the front end of this thing. We could really take it and run with it.
Okay, that is an excellent point, Pamela, and that's an excellent resource for you to build a bunch of content for, because you can basically build out your, if it's a 20-page piece of content that you have the rights to or whatever, then you can build out your entire portfolio based on that content. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but it sounds like you already have your lesson written, and once you do that, you use the Buffalo method. And you don't waste any part of that Buffalo, and you create an e-learning interaction, you create a quiz, you create a facilitator guide, you can create an infographic, a job aid. You see what I mean?
All just on your 20-page. Then you are like your title then is like virtual organizer, you know? That from that one 20-page, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sharing it with you, and I'm going to share it with Robin too, because it's got stuff in there about the 4 frames and the structural, the human resources, the political, and also the symbolic ways of leading, so that you're looking through multiple lenses at a situation instead of just managing a situation. Anyway, go ahead.
Wow.
Well, just to bring that up, Pamela, kind of, you could probably even put in your portfolio like academic work. I mean, that might be something that you also want to share with hiring managers, especially if it's specific to like a corporate interest, like managing virtual teams.
Yeah. So
you might want to add something like that too. So, and you could even embed your Google Doc or whatever. So I'm glad you brought that up. Also, like, that makes you ahead of the game, especially if you're willing to share with Whitney, and then she could use that content as her starting point too, and your guys' lessons and things will look different, and what you pull out of that content would be different. And so you guys can both, you know, create courses on virtual teams. That's awesome. That's awesome. That makes everything a lot easier for you. Okay. So here is the next part, which is my favorite part to do, and that is like colors and branding and design. And so this little program right here called Color Mind. And I'm going to send it to you. It's also in your workbook. But what's awesome about this, there's a lot of different, like, you know, color palette generators and things like that. But what I like about this one, and why it's my favorite, I use for all my client projects when, you know, I need to brand their things, is that you see exactly what the colors are going to look like on an actual website. So you see what here's the button color, here's the accent color, here it is as icons, here it is as dark background, here it is as dark on light. And so what I want you guys to do is go to Color Minds Bootstrap, and then pick your favorite color. You like your favorite color should be the middle color here in Color Mind, and that's also going to be like your main branding color. And so you'll pick that color right here. If you already know what the hex code is for your favorite color, you could put it here. Of course, I have mine memorized. Because that is my favorite color. And then you lock it down, and then you can generate. And you can generate different color schemes based on your main color.
Oh my gosh, this blew my mind. This is crazy.
Isn't that cool? So now you can see what it would look like with different things. And then now you know how to brand your own website. So when you go to your theme, you would pick your color. I don't like simple, actually. I like something like...
Robin, how do you see it on your website? I pushed the lock and generate, and then what's supposed to happen?
Okay, so what we're going to do is you find the 5 colors that you want to use for your website.
Okay.
Well, let me know when you guys are at that point, and then.
Okay.
What's your favorite color? I want to know.
Well, mine is Tiffany blue, so that's what I just selected. Very similar to it.
Yeah, that's another good point. If you go Tiffany blue hex code, so if you know like the name of your favorite color, you can grab the hex code color, like number, and then you can put it here so you get it right. So if you know, like I like fuchsia, or that's like my sister's favorite color, so fuchsia.
Aww.
She's like, oh yeah, I don't know how to spell. Okay, so there it is. And so I would grab that.
I'm gonna need you to know how to spell.
Don't they call it like e-memory, where you don't remember things that you used to know how to do because you just count on computers doing it for you? So I can no longer spell. I don't remember people's phone numbers. I don't know how to get anywhere, and I don't know my schedule because I just count on computers to take care of all those things for me. So, what's your favorite color, Whitney? What did you pick?
Well, mine is like anything green and anything yellow. So I picked like a pukey green because it's a mixture. So I'm hoping it looks better. I don't know. But anything green and yellow.
Yeah. And you can even pick 2 colors too, if you want to. So once you have your colors picked out and you are happy with them, of course, I use my colors all the time for IO courses, so I have them just on a sticky note on my computer.
Oh my gosh.
So that I always have them, and I can just like update everything with the colors all the time, because I hate going and looking for things. So I would take a little sticky note and put them down so that you have them when you go to build your portfolio. So here's like my accent color.
Okay, so now you're typing out all your colors. Should we do that, or no, we'll just copy straight across?
Yeah, I would copy straight across. I mean, if you're happy with whatever's going on. Because I just want you to, like, you can change your mind later, but I just want you to make decisions today. So
awesome.
And you know all the colors are going to be good, so.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is an amazing tool. Because, man, this is hard when you're not. This isn't your forte. This is awesome.
Yeah. Even if it was, like, I would always second guess myself, or I don't know, where like what's better, like a triad, a complementary, or opposing colors, like, and then to think about like UI colors. I don't know. So it's nice that it's like already done for you.
Okay. So we have our colors.
Got your colors. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. All right, good. So now we have our colors, and we are going to go to the part where I hope you copied them down, because you'll want to go to your portfolio and add all the colors later. So that's really easy, right? So for instance, right here, and you can just paste whatever your color is. And you can add these colors other places too.
What in the world? Okay, I'm kind of lost here. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I
Yes,
was just showing you how you could change the colors
No,
of
I know you
your
are, and
of
you're
your
doing a
website.
wonderful job. It's just that I'm lacking over here. And
Where'd
I
you
have
go?
my
Are you still on
colors
the
that I
colors?
like locked. I have my colors locked. I like the way that it looks. It's showing me, the different ways that it's going to look. Now I have to go from ColorMind to my Google site, and I have to make sure that I'm putting those colors in.
You don't even have to do that right now. I just wanted you to pick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I just wanted you to
Okay.
pick them because a lot of the stuff that you can do offline on your own time, like I don't want to waste our time with that. Because you can go in and add your own colors. You don't need me for that. But what you do need me for is like, building assets and all that other kind of stuff.
Okay, let's do it.
But just to talk us through though, what we would do is we go find our color, then we would go to our Google site, and then we go to themes, and then we would type in the hex code. Is that what we would probably do?
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
Okay.
Now you can go to themes,
Okay.
and then you can change your
Got
color.
it.
Okay. I think
Are we
also,
going to get this recording too, Robin? Are we going to get this recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. This is awesome. Okay.
So yeah, so then you can still color things here and things like that, and so you can decide.
Now, how would you color, let's say we want to color each individual text box? Would that just be where that painting thing? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. We can't.
Can you not change the color card? That's a good question. Let's see. What? It seems like you should be able to, create a color. Uh-oh. I'm starting to dislike Google Sites.
No, don't.
I'm just kidding. Let's see. Can you change the color of your text? Surely you can change the color of your text. Can you change the color of a button? Sorry, I don't know now. Oh, look at that. It just gives the default color for buttons, doesn't it? Oh, here we go.
It's better than no color.
It's better than no color.
It is.
Okay, well.
Maybe it'll at least outline it. I don't know.
All right. Well, that is interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I think they kind of do one color at a time.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, there has to be a way. There has to be a way whenever we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You know what you could kind of treat this as, since we just kind of ran into this, and I didn't realize this was a thing in Google Sites, is this could be your template, right? Your Google site, and then then if you want to switch to Wix or Weebly or something like that, or when you're building out your WordPress, it's you'll have it over here, so you can reference it and you can see it. Okay? Because it's still gonna do what it needs to do for you. It's just not gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know now. I feel like I can hear your disappointment. 'Cause I'm disappointed too.
Oh.
I thought that
No, not at all. no, like we wouldn't have ran into this unless we like took the time to even know how to get here and do this. So this is great.
I feel the same.
All right. Well,
Okay.
either way, we know how you're going to have your template, so we'll just keep on moving.
Okay. Awesome.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Next step.
Okay. And you have your colors, and you have you know what you got to do next. Okay.
Yes.
So the next step that I actually wanted to show you is I want to show you how you can get content ideas. But actually, it sounds like you guys already have content ideas, especially if you've already kind of worked on things for your clients, or if you, like Pam has the managing virtual teams, that would be amazing content to use.
Yep.
But I have another thing called, where is it? Here it is, ideas for content. This is also a link in your workbook, and it is all the ways that you can get ideas for content for your portfolio. So there's volunteering, there's game jams, there's all this stuff, but the best one is actually here at the bottom. This is what you probably, it's like, if you're not going to use, the virtual teams, or you want to add more things, or you want to get more ideas, what I like about this is that it has a brief, a deliverable, an audience, a title, and inspiration. And so,
oh my God! Shut up!
That's awesome, right? So, well, all you have to do is just go here, and so, for instance, this one, you already have your title. You put that in your portfolio. You already have your audience, right? So, and then you already have a brief about the background and the problem, and then you have a solution already kind of decided for you. But you would, of course, in your portfolio talk about why you would come to that same solution, and it says like a portable aid for checking the oil level, right?
Wow.
And so you can just create something like this in Canva. Do you guys use Canva? Are you familiar with Canva?
Nope.
No, I don't know about it.
Are you saying canvas or Canva?
Canva.
Canva.
Oh man, you guys are gonna love this. You're gonna love this. If you thought the color thing was cool, wait till you see this. So
Oh wait, I
what's
do
cool about
have
this
this.
too is like you can get another one. Like if you didn't like that, you don't want to do that. Maybe an interactive map or game, outline of all. Or you could like, oh, here's a proposed exploration for integrating a system process to host user-generated content. So this is a great way to create portfolio content because you're just creating, and the idea here too is that you just need pieces. Like even if you want to put something under your e-learning course, like you don't need to build a full course for your portfolio. You just need a little piece, an interaction, just show an interaction. You don't even have to let them use the interaction. You can just take a video of you making the interaction, and that actually becomes my point of how to hack e-learning samples. And you can hack e-learning samples by doing it in PowerPoint. And you can make PowerPoints interactive, right? So you can put hotspots on PowerPoints, and when you click on it, it goes to different slides, or it does different things in your PowerPoints, or you can turn on an animation or whatever. Well, if you just do a screen grab of you working on interactions in PowerPoint, then that can be your e-learning example, right?
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I mean, like how you can hack some if you don't want to use your authoring tool or you don't have one. That's another way to do it, and you don't have to put a full e-learning course on your portfolio. All right, so let me show you Canva. Oh man, I use Canva pretty much every day. Okay, here it is. So say you wanted to make that job aid. I'll give you Canva. Where's my chat box? There it is. Why does it always disappear so much?
Is this a monthly subscription? Do you know how much the monthly subscription to this is?
It's free.
This is free.
Oh.
So, Robin,
Okay.
do you remember when I told you you taught me how to do the animation? See, I've sat in classes with her before, Whitney, but I did. I was like, "How much do you want? Just tell me whatever you want. I got some things I got to get done." So anyway, I'm a true guinea pig. So she taught me this. Actually, I had forgotten about it, but when I went here, guess what was still here, Robin? Golf. The word golf. I had to build an animation for the Star of Georgia Foundation promoting. I had to do an advertisement that they published promoting their golf tournament. I can use that in my
Yeah.
portfolio.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That
Okay,
would
go
be
ahead.
like a graphic design piece or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if you had to create an animation, then that would be your animation piece. But for instance, you can see like just about every single thing that I do inside of Canva, because it's nice to learn. And I've been doing it for a long time. It's nice to learn how to use, Adobe Creative Suite and all those tools. But really, the real point of being an instructional designer is to use the tools to get to the solution, and you still want it to look good, but you don't want to spend a bunch of time creating all these tiny little assets from scratch. Nobody's got time for that. So everything I make, I'm making Canva. Even if I make my own icons or whatever, like I did for our workbook and stuff like that, the entire workbook was built in Canva.
Oh my gosh. Jeez, Liz. So, just a off question. So, do you find as a instructional designer, just doing more tech stuff, would you say having graphic design or a coding language under your belt, would you say that's very important?
I think knowing how to make things look good, because it's all about communication, right? So it's like it's visual communication, and then it's the other forms of communication like written and verbal, and I think that they're all equally as important. And so a lot of that just comes with having a good eye for design, right? So if you have like the tools like Canva, you don't necessarily need to be a graphic designer to make things that look good. You just need to know the principles, like things need to be aligned, right? And whatever is bigger is more emphasized on the page. And those are the kinds of like graphic design principles that you'll need to be aware of, because when people see things on a screen, it tells them about like what's more important, what should they pay attention to, where should they click. And so in that sense, then that's where graphic design
is important. That's good, because they say once you learn a coding language, it all of a sudden changes. And so it's like to know everything is just hard. And so it's like, what can you know? What should you really spend your time really understanding? And I just don't think, I don't know, I wouldn't know, like going back and getting graphic design certificate is worth it,
Yeah,
understanding the principles.
And then just make good looking content, come into the tools where professional graphic designers have set up templates for you and change them around, add your own colors, add your own style, but the principles are applied for you. And it makes it a lot faster, and you don't have to worry about using tools. Also, to your point about learning a coding language, the only time that what I would be more open to is being a learner, in the sense where, like, if you run into a problem, you know how to go and find a solution. So the only time I ever have to look at code or figure out code is if I run into a problem. Say, like in an e-learning authoring tool, I want to have people print the screen or whatever. So then you have to put in some JavaScript. All you gotta do is like JavaScript for printing the screen. Then you just like copy paste. I don't have to know how to write JavaScript to do that. Or for instance, I had to create a drop-down menu in a platform that didn't have drop-down menus. Had to go into like the liquid file, and like, don't let those things scare you. You have to go in the liquid file, but it's like labeled liquid, and you got to put this code in and just follow along YouTube. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that you need to learn how to do. I would not spend time. I got a course in HTML, and I never use it except for on these like one-off things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like wait till later to learn like XAPI or any of that kind of stuff. Wait till you need it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to show you Canva because, for instance, if you decide to do go design something and it is infographics, you can actually go to browse all here, and there is an infographic one. Of course, there's all these other beautiful ones. Let's see, where's infographic? I just had it. Personal, education. Here it is, infographic. And then you just make it your own. Now, and then you just like swap out icons. Has all these graphics in here. You can search for them. There's my pencil. And
Awesome.
you can,
Oh my God.
sometimes you can, so you can just delete it. A lot of times, like if you put things on here, oh, that's not a good example. If you put things on here, you can change the colors of everything. It's not giving me an example. Okay. Fail. Okay, I'll just do icon. But you'll see what I mean. All right, let's see. Can I change them? Okay, so see these hands here? You can change the colors. And so for me, I already have my brand colors in here. The only thing about, there are two different versions. There is a free version, and then there is a work version. I do have the work version, and I think it was something like $100 for the year. But what's great about it is because like I use it every day, and also like a lot of, there's like premium content, see where it has the little crown. I get those for free, and I don't have to pay for like the premium content. Also, I get the magic resize button. Also, you get really cool things for work, like you can turn things into animations.
Wow.
You can turn this into a website, so all that kind of stuff. So
now, can you redraw? Can you draw in here, like make your own?
So what I do as far as making my own is I always upload it as something different. So, you know, I'll have my own folder, and then you can do that.
Okay. Now, and also, now, whatever you create, is it given to the world of Canva?
No.
Okay.
Like that
you can't share it with the world. Yeah, no, you can share it with the world. So you can share, and you can invite people to edit, people to view. You can copy your link, that kind of stuff. You can also, you can make it public if you want to, but it is not automatically public.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That'd be bad news for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway, so that, I mean, if you don't want, so like, for instance, you get the virtual team, take a piece of the content, like, I think you mentioned, what are like the 4 strategies for managing virtual teams. Make it a job aid, make it an infographic. You already have like all the templates right here. And then you just write about it using your worksheet, and like, boom, you've made a piece of content, and then you upload it to your portfolio.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what I would say, like, there's many different ways to create assets, but like one of the best ways that I know is to create the course of 1,000 faces. And that's essentially what I've just been telling you over and over again, which is like, get your piece of content, whether it's from Wikipedia or from that Go Design Something, or, you know, those other lists of links that I've given you, or content you already have, and then just turn it into a million different pieces. You can even like create it for different audience members. Say for instance, we're just going with the managing virtual teams example. Maybe one audience is managers, maybe one audience is executives, and maybe even your other audience is teams, like how to connect with, other team members, and, what level of communication should you do for people in your team, visibility and all that kind of stuff. So that's another way to get more content and more asset pieces, is to build it. And like, don't just build it for different audiences, but like skin it in different ways, deliver different content. So that you can build out your portfolio pieces. Another thing I promised to talk about is how to like white label content. So what I would tell you to do is, say you created a really cool interaction for one of your clients, but it's something that's under a non-disclosure. Copy the interaction, but then like brand it in your branding colors, and just kind of reword the instructions, or make sure that that client logo's off of it. You can still take that interaction and upload it to your portfolio, because you're not mentioning any part of that company, you're not stealing any of their intellectual property, you are just taking the interaction that you built. And that's
amazing.
Yeah, so that's one way to do it. Another way, of course, is to say, for instance, you take their logo off, you change the colors, but you leave the content the same, but you don't let anybody interact with the e-learning course, and you just kind of go in and click it and show what it looks like, and you record that as a video. Then you send that video to your client and say, hey, I made this video. Would you, it doesn't have any of your logo or branding or whatever. Would you be okay if I put this on my portfolio? And a lot of times they're more likely to say yes if they can see what the end result is. So that's another way to get permission. Is
now
recolor it.
Okay. Now, whenever you make content, when you make content for a client, do you ever put your logo on it, or no, you don't, because then it's the client, right?
Yeah, it's for the client. And from now on, I would ask clients up front to put a piece of it in your portfolio. Just get an okay from the beginning. Yeah.
Ladies, I've got to run to the restroom for like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
You want to take a break? I was actually just going to say.
I just got to go TT. That's all. Yeah, I just got to TT.
Let's take a bio break.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want to do? Like 10 minutes or 5?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10?
11:35.
All right.
All right. See you in 10 minutes. See, can I pause? Play to record, and here we are. We're back, and I also just wanted to say, like, not only can you make different pieces of content on that, of assets based on that one content. Every step that you take in the instructional design process to build, say, like a larger final piece, for instance, say you're going to create an interaction in an e-learning authoring tool, right? If you're going to do that, you've got to start with a script, right? And so you already have the script. That's nice. Really, that's really nice. If you already have the script, or you pull a script from your content, that is a portfolio piece. Doing the analysis is a portfolio piece. Creating an instructional design document is a portfolio piece. And you would do all this if you were creating an e-learning course. Creating the storyboard is a portfolio piece. And then once you actually create the final e-learning interaction, that's a portfolio piece. You can even link to all the other pieces that build up the final portfolio piece to show that you know the process and you know how to fill out all the process steps along the way.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so do you guys have my the storyboard template? Do you guys have that? No, I'll give it to you.
I think I downloaded it off your website. Is it a free resource off your website? Because I downloaded everything that was free on your website.
Yeah, I need to put more stuff on there, but yes, yes, that's it.
I have it.
And if you don't have it,
I have it, but it's so far over my head that I don't know how to use it.
Oh, you want to go through it? Because that could be your first content piece.
Sure.
That was kind of my idea. Okay. So I will share this with you.
Real quick, Robin, on your little icons that you make that I saw in Canva in your file, where did you build those from scratch? Like, that wasn't all those. Did you draw those somewhere and then upload them?
I'll show you.
Oh.
So, I don't know how easy it's going to be for you to see something on my iPad. Is that like pretty legible? Okay, so I go to, and I'll show you the app, and then I'll show you what it looks like inside the app.
It's 99 cents, right? The app?
The one that I use?
Yeah.
What did I pay for Assembly? I don't know what Assembly is an app on your iPad, and it's free. But if you want to get more shapes, which I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second, you can buy the app, and I don't know what I paid for it.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, but you can find out. All right, and it's the one I use the most. So it's right here. It's called Assembly. Can you see the icon? This is not something that I've done before. Have you ever seen those videos where people like show you their iPad and they move things on their iPad, but you don't see their fingers?
Yeah.
Like, that looks so cool. Okay. All right, you're gonna love this program. Okay, it's called Assembly. You see it?
Uh-huh.
All right, and then Canva's got an iPhone and an iPad app too. You can make little graphics on the go. And so everything I built in Assembly, and it's just shapes. So it's a shapes creation tool. So for instance, I'll show you, just like because you asked. If I go to open, it's just putting a bunch of shapes together.
Oh, wow. So then this is what's awesome about, awesome about your mindset of abundancy. Like, willing to share what you know, but it's because, like, even though that's an excellent tool and you share that with us, it still is you. That's your brain that you put that together. That is, so it's just random shapes and you just put it together, and now those are your common icons. That is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, but you got to get inspiration from somewhere, right?
Right.
So everything that I've ever built, I got inspiration from somewhere. I go and I look, and then I like make my version of it. And it's just like, anytime you make a recipe, I don't know about you, maybe you guys exactly measure everything, but I don't. If I make a recipe, I'm like, okay, it needs some oregano. I'm not pulling out the measurement things. I'm like tablespoon. I know what that looks like. And then of course, my recipe probably tastes different from other people's, or just like, have you guys heard that people's meatballs, even if they use the same recipe, it tastes different? And do you know why?
Why?
It's kind of a weird thing, because of people's skin flakes. Because you have to use your hands to make the meatballs.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm totally grossed out now, by the way.
You're like, we're gonna eat another meatball. Well, I just say that because the point is, like, you can make something that looks similar to somebody else's idea, but because you made it and you use your own tools to make it, then it's gonna have your thumbprint on it.
Right.
Skin flakes.
That's awesome. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's how I make custom graphics. I used to actually make all my custom graphics in PowerPoint, because when you use the shapes tool in PowerPoint, all those shapes, and you put them together and you create your own graphics that way, and then you can save it as an image. It actually comes out as a PNG, which means the background is transparent, and you can it's like a vector, so you can make that icon or graphic, whatever, as big as you want, and then save it as a picture.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
that's awesome.
Yeah. So just another tip for that kind of stuff. Okay, so where are we? Oh, we're in the storyboard. So did I send that to you yet? No, I started talking about Assembly. Okay. Where's the chat? Here it is. I think I asked it every time I need to find the chat. Where's the chat? Okay, so that is where you can download it, and I'll go ahead and open mine. All right, so when I was thinking about this and I put together the learn part, I just built it out. And this is what, you know, they use in corporate. And a lot of times when people hire instructional designers, they have two different camps. They have the e-learning developers, and then they have the instructional designers. And so what they really want to know from instructional designers is like, can you script everything out? Are you a good writer? Are you good at the needs analysis? Are you good at talking to subject matter experts? And that's really what the instructional designers are. And so they have to be able to just write everything down. So they're more of, you know, the designer in the sense of the content, and they write what it looks like and not necessarily doing the graphics part. But if you go to like smaller companies, which I've done a lot of times, then you have to be the everything. And so sometimes that means that you'll skip a storyboard unless you know some of the stakeholders want to see it. But the way I create storyboards right now is I just create a script. I put comments on the side like, there's going to be a video, there's going to be a worksheet, there's going to be that, and then I just build it myself. But and many of the corporate jobs, if they separate the two, then you'll be creating storyboards mostly. So it's good to have a storyboard that you build yourself on your portfolio. Just gives you more options. All right, and so all I meant on this part is, right, of course, like you put your date, your course name, the module number, the section, what are you going to call the screen? So that'd just be like the title. And then if it's an e-learning storyboard, which this is, then where do you want them to go? Do you just want them to go to the next button? Do you want them to, you know, do a drag and drop? Do you want them to swipe up? Like whatever that is, that's where your navigation notes. And then, you know, it gives all the description in there about what you want your, like what you put here in the graphics section. And then also here's where you build out what it looks like. But as you know, like you're not building the final product in a storyboard. You're just giving some ideas to the actual developer. And a lot of times they have like an e-learning developer and they'll have a graphic designer. They almost do it like an assembly line. And so you don't even have to worry about the exact graphics. You just have to copy something from the internet that looks similar to what you want it to show. And so that's what this is. And then because you've already written your script, right, because you did that in the design part of building your course, then you can just plop your little script or the slide here, right? Because even in e-learning, it slides just like it is in PowerPoint. Even though we want it to be fancier than that, we all know it's just slides, just animated slides or interactive slides. And so here's one that's been built out. And then I give you like a clean one and then like my branded one, probably for, you know, your purposes of putting on your portfolio. If you want to use this template, I'd go for this version. It looks cleaner and more professional. You could even make these background colors your own if you want to. This one might be a little.
And you would do, so this clean one, you would do this for each slide in what you're going to develop, right?
Right. Okay. So just do one lesson. Just do one little lesson, and you know, build out as many slides as you think it would need to get your content across. You might even start the way I like to build storyboards is kind of to chunk, because it all starts with the script. So you chunk the little parts of the script into what's going to be in the narration. And once you have the narration or the voiceover done, where you've like, you know, copied and pasted each part of the script, then you already know how many slides you're going to have, right? And then you kind of can see where the flow should be. And it's easier to come up with the graphics and the slide text and the animations and all that other kind of stuff once you have your script all put into your storyboard. So put that here and then come in and build out the rest of your storyboard. So we could even, you know, we could even do an example if you want to. Duplicate. And you'd be like, welcome to managing virtual teams.
Love
Right?
it.
And then it's like, what's that? Okay, love it. And then it's like, oh, okay, what's the graphics and the slide text, right? So, title slide with branding. And then you're going to say the slide text will just be, well, it's going to be the same thing, right? Welcome, there you go, text. Welcome to managing virtual teams. So anyway, we can move on from this. But like, that's what I would do if I were you to build your first piece. And then you'd be like animation, zoom in, title, and logo. Navigation, swipe left on mobile, or click arrow on right side. Or I guess you'd say like, or click start. I guess you would have to go like this, start course, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just like you would think about if you were seeing an e-learning course. But sometimes, like, I don't know about you, but it's easier for me to put things down than it is to reverse engineer. So you might do that too, right? So if it's easier for you to create the design and then write the navigation notes, you could do that also. If you build out your lesson here, then you have a storyboard asset to complete. Now, originally I said we would build your first content, but I think what has happened as this has evolved is that we have talked about all the ways that you can build your assets based on the content that you already have. And I almost feel like it would kind of be wasting some of our time to like go through and build something unless you disagree with me. And I think instead we should go through all the different tools that you can use to build different assets. And then we get your server set up so that you can host e-learning courses.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Are you with
okay.
me, or do you want to actually build a piece of content?
No, I don't need to, but I'm good with whatever you just said before. That sounds good.
Yep. I'm with
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, we could sit here and build out one, but I'd rather make sure that you guys are aware of all the tools and all the ideas than actually, watching me type on a screen.
Right. I like the high level stuff. Yeah, the high level stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Because that way, I mean, we're going to share or exchange our contact information anyway. And once you teach us, then we can go out and learn those things on our own. And then we can collaborate together too to get stuff built out and just reach out to you periodically, I think. Because you're going to do a workshop. We're going to be in another workshop. So.
Yes.
And I'm going to be my beta testers.
No, and then I'm be on your membership. I'm excited about your membership. Totally there.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very excited about it. Okay, so because I have a lot of content, it's just, not all of it is like a one cohesive thing. It's just like I got a lot of templates, I got a lot of worksheets and all that kind of stuff. And so it'd just be nice to just, that's why I called it the vault. Just like you have access to templates and content and how to do things and stuff like that, instead of like building out a full structured course that you pay one time for. Like, I'd rather give you everything I have. Okay, so did you guys see that you have also, I've given you in your workbook the instructional design document template. So whenever you get to the part where right before you would develop like your storyboard, then you could come in here and you could fill out your instructional design document template. And this would be another portfolio piece that you could put in. You could even put a subpage called like needs analysis or instructional design process. And you could show that you know how to do that process by building out this template. And this is usually something that like all the stakeholders have to sign off on, right? And it's like it's almost like a memo for instructional design. And so, but it's also based on that same kind of template that you use to write about your portfolio artifacts. So what's the project context, right? What's the background? What are the requirements? What are the learning requirements? Course objectives.
So would you, on this instructional design document template, once you create it, would you have that ready for your client to just be able to fill out on your website, or that would be after you've agreed?
So this would be something that the instructional designer usually fills out, and then they have them
oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, right. It'll be particular to the person. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it just depends on, who you're working for or how specific they are about following protocols. But if you want to show that you do follow protocols and that, if anything, you do it too well or something, you have too many steps in your process or something. Yeah, you want to show all that kind of stuff. And it's not going to take you a lot of time to do this because you're already doing the instructional design document template for your portfolio artifact, where you give the title and the time used and the tools used, so, which is all that this is. So you just copy paste again, you have another portfolio asset. Okay.
Awesome.
And then the other thing that I want to show you is, I don't know how much you guys have gone through and clicked through your workbook, but this is also another button in your workbook, and it's a list of creation tools. So this is actually a free e-learning authoring tool, and it's called Adapt Learning. The only drawback about this is it is tricky to load onto your computer because, I'll show you. You have to, all right, so it's great. It's free, and that's a beautiful thing, right? However, if you want to download it, you have to get all these documents. Hold on, all these apps. Okay, here it is. You got to go to GitHub, and then you have to get these prerequisites. You got to get the Git file or Git whatever it's called. It's basically like a code thing. And then you got to get the Node JavaScript thing. You have to install that. And then you got to get Grunt. And then you got to get Mongo. And then you got to install all this. It's like, it's nuts, right? And then you have to clone this. And so if you can just...
This is to do what? What is this one
to get
for?
the free e-learning authoring tool called Adapt.
Oh,
so
e-learning authoring tool.
Yeah, so it's nice. It's free. Create beautiful e-learning courses with their authoring tool, and they're free and they're responsive. But you've got to really go through the process of installation of all these prerequisites. Plus, you got to copy code, put it in this code thing. So I actually haven't been successful in installing it yet. So that's
Okay.
why I showed it to you.
Well, that tells me
Just
something.
so you-
I may or
Well,
I
I only just started
may not
yesterday.
revisit.
I just started yesterday, so I had to stop trying to fiddle with it because I had other things to do, and I was like going down the hole of like, how do I put how do I get the command prompt to run on the computer? And so I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm sure that I will share it with everybody. But I just wanted to show you that even though it says free, you're gonna have to work for it. And then of course there's Captivate. What's nice about Captivate is that you can get it for a subscription price, and that's a lot more manageable than if you're going to do Articulate Storyline, which you have to pay right up front at $9.99.
Woo!
And then, woo! I know. And then there's also this prototyping and wireframing, if that's what you're into. This one right here is another thing, no programming required, but you can do e-learning in there.
Wow. What is prototype wireframing? What is that?
So for instance, that's like when you create like a scrap version or you create like a sketch. A lot of people use prototyping and wireframes for a website or for like UX design of an app. And it's usually like the boxes and what the buttons are going to look like and that kind of thing.
Wow. Okay.
Have you know what I'm talking about?
Pardon
I'm
me?
just going to show you a picture. Wireframing. See, here you go. See what that looks like? And that's another portfolio piece, by the way, because it's like making a storyboard for your e-learning course. Melissa Millway or whatever, she does it all the time. And it's part of her process. And it's becoming a part of the process for a lot of instructional designers or e-learning developers. So, get bored one day and you want to create your own little wireframe. It's something you could actually do you could do that in PowerPoint, really.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, to show that you could even think in that way would be an excellent portfolio piece too, right? And you could explain why you made things a certain way and why you put things a certain place. So that'd be another great thing to do.
Whitney, a good way to think about this is if one of your SMEs come to you and they need you to do a procedure. So it would be like a flow chart of our procedures. So you would have that first box, you're going to explain what to do, how it plays into the next one. You got an arrow point for the next box, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that would also count. You can also do that too. I've seen like process maps. That could also be something that is just another piece for your portfolio, but it's building to something else. Okay, well now you got the process map. How are you going to get people from to the end and change their behaviors?
Do it in your PowerPoint and print it as a PDF, and it'll look just like that.
Yeah. Definitely upload PDFs to your portfolio if it's any kind of document, right? Because you don't want to put Word docs in there because then they have to download it and all that kind of stuff.
Have you tried the GameMaker? Sorry. Have you tried some stuff to it? Okay.
No, that one I haven't tried.
Okay.
Now I'm curious, right? But I just wanted to get them all to you so that you would know, like, here's a blurb, here's a price. So Google Forms. Technically, you could create you can create a quiz on here on Google Forms, and you can actually get it automatically graded. So that's just another thing. Also, there's a thing called Typeform. I don't know if you guys have seen Typeform, but you can create a really cool interactive quiz on Typeform. Have you guys seen Typeform before? It's in your workbook. It's so cool. I love this. Examples. Quizzes. Okay, let's do a trivia quiz. And this is what it could look like on your site too, because you can get an embed code. See, you can include videos, and then you can include quizzing, 50, I don't know.
Ah,
Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun? And it looks nice. So that's just another thing that you can create a quiz with, and it looks good. H5P. Now this is free, and a lot of people use this to create e-learning interactions, especially if they don't have the authoring tool, or they're going to build it out on a website. And this is content you can create. Let's see. Boop. All right. So, for instance, no, I just want to get the sound. You can create interactive videos, presentations, branching scenarios. See all these different things you can add.
awesome.
And I think we talked about it in our Facebook group, but I just wanted to point it out again about all the different actions that you can do. So you can even, for instance, you could create, if you created a page, like a web page, that you then like grab this code and put it in, then you can like build one of your pages as a e-learning module or lesson. You know, this stuff you can do.
Wow.
And so you don't have to pay anything for this. You just grab the code. And you guys are familiar with like grabbing code. You've probably like embedded a YouTube video or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Okay. Definitely wanted you to see that. More wireframing, Keynote, that's like PowerPoint. Nobody's using Lectora. Okay, somebody's gonna like be like, I am, but I don't know anybody that uses Lectora. And then you've got Powtoon, but as you know, you can't sync any voiceover to it, but so what? You could still use a free version and just create yourself a little animation that you don't need voiceover for. And then we also have, I put game makers in here just because a lot of times games are being used in online learning. And so it'd be nice to know about some of them, like Twine, here's Typeform, and Unity. And then I have more in your workbook too. So that's just one list, but I give you another list too. And I give you ideas for how to create each piece. So for instance, screen share videos, like the point, right, is nobody wants to watch an entire screen share 45-minute video on your portfolio. They want to see you accomplish maybe one task, right? How to insert a picture in a Microsoft Word document, right? And then they want to see like that you know how to create that screen share video. Once you do it, and maybe if you add some text on top or highlight, you know, if you use Camtasia or Screencast-O-Matic or something like that, maybe highlight where your mouse is, or put some instructions out on the side, or like point some arrows. You know what I mean? Like jazz it up a little bit. That's now another portfolio piece. And how long would it actually take you to teach like a small piece of software information? That's not going to take you any time. And that's a video for your portfolio. And then the animated videos. This one right here, Animaker, is free. My Simple Show is free, and I can't remember how much Moodly cost. Let's look at it. But if you can include an animation that talks about your process or tells a story that, you know, helps somebody learn something, then that's a great thing. Let's see, what's pricing? Can you get for free? Yeah, there you go. So you can get a free trial. And then you could even explain a concept for your portfolio you've probably seen some of my learning theory videos or something like that. Even if you just created one like that, that could be a portfolio piece. Job aids and workbooks. I showed you Canva. And then if you don't have Adobe Acrobat like I do to make things fillable, there's this resource called PDF Escape, and you can make your workbooks fillable, put the text boxes on them. What I do, like for instance, I created this workbook that you guys have, I created it in Canva, downloaded it as a PDF, and then I make it fillable, like you can put check boxes in it or whatever in Adobe Acrobat. But you could go to PDF Escape and do the same thing, where you just upload your document and then make it a PDF fillable one. See? It's pretty cool. Wow. So then you don't have to buy the Adobe Acrobat thing. And then of course I give you ideas for a text lesson, right? Because not all lessons are e-learning courses. A lot of times in jobs, maybe you'll do an email campaign lesson, like a mini lesson, or you might want to onboard new employees with like an email series. And so just use text and images or GIFs, or like a combination of both, and you can do Articulate Rise. You could create it as a blog post on your portfolio website, or you could even create a text-based course in Google Slides. Put your text and some images and put it together. And then later you can use that same text-based lesson to do what? Like to create a video or to create your piece of your e-learning course. Quizzes we talked about, Google Forms, any LMS you have, any e-learning authoring tool, and then of course any kind of presentation that you want to create, Google Slides, Prezi, e-learning authoring tools, PowerPoint, these all count, and they all count for your portfolio assets. All right, so let's get to the publishing part, unless you want to go over all the other ways. Do you guys have some ideas for how to create content now? Do you feel confident?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Yes.
You're ready to like go and like make some portfolio pieces? Okay, good. So once you're done with that, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to publish your work. And so that's what we have here is you're going to, it's so easy, right? Say for instance, get out of here, Weebly. Let's go to my Canva, right? Okay. Say I want to show off my workbook or whatever. What you want to do is, everybody's probably got the snipping tool or whatever, if you have a Microsoft PC, or you have some other kind of screen capture tool on Mac. I know you do. I don't know what it's called though. Forgive me. Or if you have, something like Snagit or whatever, then you can do that too. And all you have to do is just take your picture. This is probably like the no-brainer stuff, but why not just go through it anyway? Just take a picture of it, and this is now going to be your thumbnail that you'll put on your home page. I'm going to insert, and then I'm going to do it like this. And of course you can put several of these up here because I would say like before you start sending your portfolio around for feedback and sending it to hiring managers and all those kinds of things, just try to get 3 quality portfolio pieces up there. Just go for 3. You don't have to build a million. Just go for 3. That's a good number just for your starting out. And then, even as you're applying, just build more when you have more time. But don't put a lot of pressure on yourself that you have to build all these portfolio pieces before you can send out to hiring managers. As a matter of fact, I had a project where I needed e-learning developers, and I needed somewhere like 10 of them. And all I asked them for was I hired some people from the basis of one portfolio piece. They would just send me one course, one e-learning course that they built, and then I hired them off that. So that's what I just say that to say that you only need 3. Because that can show what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it taking so long? Okay.
Now you said, how I said, I have a lot of content, but it's all company-wide and I can't share it. You said there were ways, so one is just, rebrand the colors and take off the logo. Another one is, what were the options of what to do with all that content that you can't share?
Yeah, so for instance, take the interaction out. So if you had like some cool interactions that you built in the e-learning course, just take that. You know how you can like import storyline slides into another storyline file? Just import that one slide and then, reskin it, take their logo off. I doubt that the information or whatever is like company information if it's just a specific type of interaction. But if it is, like, just rename the interaction. So for instance, if it's some kind of drag and drop, show a drag and drop doing something else. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
okay.
like building a hamburger or something.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So for instance, you're going, that screen capture is not working out for me. So I'm just going to grab one of my icons, right? But you would take a screen capture of, well, I guess you'd probably want to do it something more like your PowerPoint cover slide. And so you would want to make sure that it is the right size. So this is another like tip, is that you want to make sure, you can always adjust this, I guess, is you want to make sure that all your, what am I trying to call it? All your thumbnails are the same size. So whenever you take the screen capture, resize them to all be the same size so that it looks better. Because it's going to look a little wonky to have like this one this size, this one this size. So just go ahead and resize it before you load it. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to insert the link, and then it would be tie your shoes or whatever it's called. And then you're going to call it your tie your shoes. And then you're going to name it instructor. And that's what you should do for all your portfolio pieces, is if you put your thumbnail, you hyperlink it, and then you just give like its title and this, then somebody will just be able to click on it. Let's see if we can go to like publish it. All right. Okay. So did I publish? Do it. So then whenever you click on it, it'll go to your tire shoes page, and this will all be filled out, and so then it'll all be ready. Also, you'll want to make sure you be like, do this like, hi, I'm a Dr. Boss, and I create learning experiences, or whatever you want to say. But I want you to do this like in your own way, right? Like, make sure that you have your own voice on your portfolio, because there's a lot of instructional designers out there that are applying for jobs. I remember when I had a instructional design job open, I would get hundreds of applications, even though like it was an on-site job. While we weren't paying top dollar, you know what I mean? Like, and there was just hundreds of them. And so, but you'd be surprised how many people lacked a portfolio. And so there are more instructional designers that are getting portfolios, which is good for them, and they need it. They're starting to realize the need for it. But because of that, you really want to make sure that you have your own unique voice. Like, what sets you apart? Like, what drew you to instructional design? Like, tell your story in the about me. Talk about your approach and your skills and your process, and have your own voice. And I, that'll just make you more relatable. And because people are going to hire you not only because you're going to get an interview because you have the skills in instructional design and they like what they see, but you're going to get the job because they like you, right? They're going to bring you in because they're like, oh, I want to know more about her. And whatever you may say about how that works in the, for hiring managers, hiring people that they like, that's just the way it is. So there it is. So now you have this, and you're going to link it to your page, and your page is going to be all built out. And then also on your page, you'll make sure to, when you go to like the solution section, go ahead and put in so you can even just do, honestly, you can just do thumbnails too. Like you can do pictures, or you can do a video. You don't have to put the entire course, the entire PowerPoint deck. Right? I think I said that. But I just want to make sure that you know that that's true. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. And that'll be good. That'll be a good place to start. All right. Let's go back to, we've already talked about building all that out. So now you're publishing that. And then here is, let's go ahead and set up your Google Cloud so that you can publish full e-learning courses if you want to, or other documents or anything else that is too heavy for a website builder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's called, I have the Amazon one, AWS, but I just set up the Google Cloud, and it was so easy that I'm going to teach you how to do that one instead of the Amazon one, because the Amazon takes like way more clicks than this one. So if you go to, let's see here, I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's go, I'm going to give you the link. Google Cloud. And all right, so here's Google Cloud. Okay.
And by the way, I feel like we're walking away with so much more than what we paid for this workshop. Just so
yes. And your handbook. Oh my God, that is worth everything. That's worth it all.
For anybody who didn't join, I just feel so bad for them. I'm going to let them know.
Yes.
Elsie, I'm not sharing. You're going to have to do the same thing I did.
Right.
I think that link might have been a little wonky. Here's this one. It's just cloud.google.com, where you can just Google it yourself. And I already set it up just because I wanted to walk through it myself, but it's so nice. I might switch from Amazon AWS to this. So you'll want to sign up for it. I wish I could like log out so I could show you. Maybe I'll go to this one and go there, and I can set up another one. There we go. There we go. So now I can walk through it with you guys. Try for free. Are you with me?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will tell you ahead of time, you do have to put in a credit card, but it's not going to charge you. And there's no way that you are going to have so much traffic or have so much stored on there that they're ever going to charge you. They just really do it to make sure that you're not a robot, and that if like you suddenly get like millions of people or whatever traffic on there, you probably have to store something like over 100 e-learning courses on this Google Cloud to start getting charged. So if that tells you any idea about how much room you have before you get charged. But you get $300 of credit for free if you just sign up. So, boop. All right. Everyone knows where I live. I have no privacy. All right. Oh. There you go. Oh, here you go. Yeah, I gotta go get my wallet. I don't have it in the rest.
Well, make sure you cut this out when you send it out.
I know, right?
Y'all know
Okay.
I'm terrible, and I'm so not supposed to do this, but I have my stuff stored. Like
I do too.
yeah.
I just don't have the one that I want to use stored, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep putting my stuff in, and then I'm going to just go along with you to create a new bucket.
But it's an SSL, so the little lock's up there, so I don't feel bad about it. I mean, I think we're fine.
Me neither. I store my credit card on my phone, on my
Me
computer.
too. I mean, it's just a phone call away, and I have insurance anyway, and they have insurance. Like all I have to do, you guys, you know that
And I mean,
$1,000 buy that just happened. I didn't do that.
how are you gonna make impulse purchases if your credit card's not already stored on your phone or whatever? Okay, so I'm gonna go to my console. I think I might have to. Okay, let me see if this is what yours looks like. Did you guys have to? Oh man. Did you have to? What does your page look like? How about you guys just show me your page? Can you show me yours and I just walk you through it, because that'll be better. After you put your credit card in, of course, and you're to the part where you need to be. Your next page, okay. And then I can just tell you. Okay, there you go. Go to cloud storage. It's right there in the middle. Yep, and it says, yep. You're going to create a bucket. Okay, create. All right, and so you might want to name this e-learning portfolio, something like that. All right, and then just to create, because you don't need a parent organization. Okay, enable billing. They're not going to charge you, I promise. Although I shouldn't promise for Google, but they've always been good to me in the past. Okay, so put your name in there. So whatever you want to call it, Pamela's portfolio or something.
Okay.
So something that you learn in HTML is that you can't have any capital letters, or there you go, or any kind of like special characters. Yeah, there you go. And no spaces.
Oh, Lord.
There you go. All right, nicely done. Okay, and so then scroll down. And then you can, yeah, you can do object level. Okay, create. Okay, great. So that you now have a bucket, and what you would do, or I'm going to take it back so that you can see what mine looks like, and so that you can follow along. Because you don't have a e-learning course hanging out on your desktop, do you?
Don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, what do you mean? Like all I have is like videos or PDFs or maybe presentations on how to do something. Is that what you mean?
No,
Okay.
I mean like a actual like a e-learning course that you built in an authoring tool like Articulate Storyline or
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Captivate. Yeah. Okay, so. Where's, oh yeah, I gotta take it back, huh? Okay. Let me get to my clouds and I'll take it back. This is crazy. Okay. Here's my cloud. All right, here, let me show you my screen. View options. Share. Yes. Yes. Okay. When you go to your Google Cloud, I gotta find my Google Cloud. Honestly, I just set this up yesterday. So I'm like, where is my Google Cloud? This is crazy. I'm sorry, I feel unprepared at this moment. I thought you could just find it. Okay. Here it is. Maybe I can just get to it. Hey! Okay. Now, here it is. I got to get to that same page you were in. I don't want the settings. I don't want the resources. I don't want the documentation. Just want to go to the cloud. Are you serious? I said this was easier. I just want to install, I just want to upload something for you so you can see how easy it is. All right. I apologize.
Okay.
I'm definitely cutting this from the video.
She
I
and
like
I
fumble around.
Yeah, she and I do this every day, I'm sure, right, Whitney? And I'll be trying to show my software will hang up. I mean, just there's always something.
Okay, so here's create a cloud storage bucket, but we don't want getting started. I just want to get to my bucket. Cloud functions, data store, file store, storage. Okay. I already created a bucket. All right, whatever. I'm creating another bucket.
Okay.
All right. New portfolio. Okay, whatever. We got to figure out how to find the buckets. All right, so all you got to do is say you have, when you publish your storyline or your Captivate files, you'll want to publish them as HTML5, right? You don't want to zip it up into a SCORM package, or you want to publish for the web. It all just depends on whatever the language is in that e-learning authoring tool. And so when you publish for the web, you'll see that it comes up like, let me show you. All right. Oops. See, that comes up like this. Let's see. Where's my documents? My Articulate projects. So for instance, this is just a draft of something I worked on. So it comes in just a regular folder, and it's just HTML5. That's how it was published, right? That's what you want. You don't want to upload any of these zip files to your cloud. So if you upload this, okay, or drag and drop it. All the pieces are uploading, and I'll show you where to grab your link. All right, cool, finished. All right, so you open this up. Actually, sorry, you're going to want to change this permission. And you want to enable all members. So you go here, all users, that's what I mean, all users. And you're going to add all users. Did I press the button? There it is, storage object viewer. And then now you can add them. Okay, now it's public, which you want it to be public because you want anybody that goes to your portfolio to be able to see your e-learning project. And so now.
Did you just do add? Is that what you just last did? I was looking down. You just clicked add, right, after all that?
Yeah, so I did all, and then all users comes up, and then I selected the role, which is object viewer, because you want them to view your e-learning course.
Okay.
And then you select add.
Okay.
Which I've already done. Okay, and then I went in my portfolio bucket, and I uploaded my storyline output. And when I open that, you have this story.html file. You want to rename that. Oops, I guess you have to use their thing. And say, where's the rename button? I just did this yesterday. Here we go, rename. And you want to rename it index. All right, and that brings it to the top. And you see how it's public? Now you grab the link. This is now your link. See, and now my e-learning course is up on the World Wide Web, and you can go to your portfolio, for instance, since that's what we're talking about, and you can hyperlink this right here, whatever it is.
Oh my God.
And then now if you go to the published version, you can now see, whoops, what happened? Is this on the, yeah. Oh, you published that.
It
Did I
gave,
press the button?
it gave you a pop-up.
There we go. Oh, okay. And now when they click on this, they will get to see your e-learning course.
Whoa.
I want to take a learning course.
This is actually something I created for the e-learning community project. You might have heard me talk about or whatever. And so, which that was an interesting experience. But so that was, I made all the videos and stuff for them, but we had like other voiceover artists on there, and we had other people that like wrote out the scripts for them, and I just made the animations and put it together in the course. This is the draft version, not the final version.
So if an outside person goes to my portfolio, clicks that, it opens up. They're not in my Google Drive, right? It just opens as a web link on an extra tab. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Because it says storage Google APIs, because that's the link of where it's like a server link, right? So
right.
That's where it's being, housed is in that Google API, and then it's serving it up whenever they go to that link.
Wow. See, that was my biggest confusion. I was like, I just couldn't understand where I store all this, but not show them that part. Okay, this is awesome.
Yeah. So even if you just, we talked about reformatting, rebranding that client content, you pull out that interaction, where you publish that as publish for web or publish to HTML5, and then you rename the story.html file to index.html, and then you point, and then that is the link that you grab, and then that's the hyperlink that you use on your thumbnail or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then they'll be able to like take your interaction. They'll be able to like click on buttons and stuff.
Oh my God! Yes. That's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so be quiet. So
That looked
and
like
those are all the fundamentals that you need to build your portfolio. And then I was gonna tell you, of course, where to put your portfolio. But before you start putting your portfolio out, make sure that somebody reviews it for you, like your friends, your family, another instructional designer, and then make sure that you get some feedback and have them do some user testing, like click on all your links and those kinds of things, because you won't. I mean, it's like a resume, so you want to make sure that everything works.
Okay.
And then after you get all that done, like you have somebody give you feedback, you implement the changes, then you just publish the heck out of that thing. You put it on your LinkedIn portfolio. You should put it on your resume. You should put it on your cover letter. You should put it on any of your emails to hiring managers. You can put it in like your signature line of your email too. Because you never know who you're talking about to or whatever.
Okay, so
business card. Okay. No,
go on. Sorry. No, go on. Sorry.
It's all in your workbook or whatever, but I was just saying, like, you need to get attention if you want to use your if you want to get another job. And one of the best ways to get attention is to link that portfolio everywhere that you can. Okay, what were you gonna say, Woody?
Okay, so I build my portfolio, I put on my links, I do my images and whatever. Okay, after this, at some point had to have bought a domain name and somehow paid for this to be public somewhere.
Oh, no, it's public right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
wait, why did Pam buy a domain name? Pam, why did you buy a domain name?
Okay,
you can answer, Pam, if you want.
Yeah, I went to GoDaddy, and they set me up on. So I own that domain. I could sell that domain, whatever I want to. But the main thing is I'm going to be selling knowledge content the same way that Robin is. And they told me, whenever I looked into it, they said that I needed SSL. I need that lock at the top. That's $100 and something a year. And the reason I bought it is because they actually, like, I've got 24/7. If something breaks, I can call them. They're going to go in and fix it. They're my support, basically. I have bought support for my website through GoDaddy. They have everything for me. They set up something called a cPanel. And it brings in everything that I need, that I could build anything. I can do LMS on this. So I have my own learning management system now.
Okay. And then Robin, what you showed us was free?
Yeah, so basically, there are a lot of different places that you can buy domain names. If you're going to do a WordPress one, you might want to do HostGator. GoDaddy is another one, but all that means is that you're just buying a URL, really.
Okay.
And then hosting is separate. So if you're buying a domain name, you might want to get your, firstandlastname.com, and so you can do that through something like HostGator or GoDaddy, and then it'll tell you like, oh, you can get your domain for $13 a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but make sure you look for coupons and stuff. Like, for instance, on GoDaddy, you'll say like, $13 a year, but if you put a special coupon in, you can get your first domain for 99 cents. Now the thing is like, your domain name doesn't really matter much unless you have a host. But I think if you do it, I think you can actually change your domain name, custom URLs. So you can actually get one here. Let's see if I can get www.eatmyshorts, or I don't know why I said that. .com. I guess it's already taken. I should have come up with something more creative. Oh yeah, tie your grandma's shoes. There's no way anybody has this one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, it says it has to be verified. So, oh, okay. So there it is. It's like you would go by your domain name, and then you can change your URL on your Google site. And then they can verify it.
And that's if I don't want their branding on my name, right, on my link.
Well, if you don't want your link to say sites.google.com, Dr. Robin Sargent's portfolio, if that's what you, because like this right here, this is going to be your domain name.
Okay. Got it.
But it doesn't matter much at first, unless you want to create a business card, then you might want to have a custom URL or domain name, so that it's not like, that you don't have like this big long string on your business card or whatever. But it's like, but as far as like if you're hyperlinking in a resume, all you're doing is you're writing the word portfolio, you're selecting it, and then you're hyperlinking to the link until they don't usually see the link until they're already there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a vanity plate, or like you'll need a domain name if you want to build out a WordPress website or that kind of thing.
Okay.
One of the
things,
and one of the things that I was told too is that when people see, instead of like Gmail at the end, if it's actually, see, mine is prswanson.com. So they're going to see, oh, she really means business. Like, she's not just using Gmail. She really has invested in her own stuff, and this is hers. This is hers. So that's another reason why I did it.
Right. Okay.
But it's not necessary at the beginning. You can always like go and buy your domain name later, and then you can always like say you've already built out your portfolio on Google Sites, or if you want to route to your personal domain name on Wix or Weebly, just FYI, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee if you want your own domain name. So just a heads up on that if you guys decide to switch from Google Sites. But on Google Sites, you can use your own custom URL, and you're not going to get charged for anything. They just have to verify that you own it. And then they're still hosting your portfolio for you.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to do it at this point. Or if you do, for instance, I think I have mine on Squarespace that I built like a long time ago, my personal one, and you get a domain name if you go through Squarespace, because you're paying like some like $10-12 a month or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's one more. Oh, there's actually one more I want to show you, just real quick. Just one more piece of. This one is one of the cheapest ones I've seen that looks pretty cool. I haven't like gone in and played with it myself, but if you look at their pricing, check this out. It's $6 a month, and you get a free domain. But you're going to have to pay for it every month. But you'd have to do that even if you bought your own domain, and then you got hosting, and you built a WordPress website. Like when you start getting all that kind of stuff, you're always going to have to pay on some kind of subscription. So if you just kind of go with like Google Sites or whatever, like you can still get your content up there. You can still like show what you got. You don't have to pay anything right this moment. Maybe when you are ready to get to another level, or really invest some effort into getting like a better instructional design job or something like that, then maybe it'll be worth it to you. It just depends on where you are and what your goals are.
Okay.
Okay. So there's just two more things I want to make sure that you guys know about and point out, and that is, and I told you about your wrap it up, is your extra credit. I have given you a keyword list. I went and got all the keywords I could find that are related to instructional design, and I put them in this keyword list. And what I'm telling you is that if you can include as many of these keywords in your resume, and especially on your LinkedIn profile, you will get a lot more hits from recruiters and from hiring managers, just because they'll be able to find you easier. Because when they get your resume, they load it into an applicant tracking system. You probably have your resume in an applicant tracking system, whether you know it or not, if you've ever uploaded it online. And but if you have all these keywords in there, then you will come to the top of the stack anytime like a recruiter or a hiring manager is looking for an instructional designer. And especially on LinkedIn, make sure to include the keywords, because the more you have these keywords in your LinkedIn, the more that you come up to the top. And if you have it in your title, even better. You shouldn't have like weird things like I don't know. I see some people that put like leader in charge or whatever on their LinkedIn title.
It always looks so weird.
That doesn't make any sense. You should have instructional designer, e-learning developer, learning experience designer, like whatever it is that you want to get a job doing, that should be in your title. And you should use a couple of the different keywords in your title. So I wouldn't try to be cute in your title, because you want people to find you. And you also, when you make comments on LinkedIn and when you connect with people, you want them to see right away, like, oh, there's Whitney. There's instructional designers right underneath your name, or what's that?
What?
I don't know. I just heard.
No, sorry. It just some weird video played in the background. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, that's all right. I was like, is somebody on a call? Okay, cool. All right, so that's the one thing I wanted to point out to you, and then I'll just give you a couple other bonuses, like if you wanted to really up your search engine optimization, you can always write a blog and whatever. But that's just like bonus stuff, and if you do that, of course, it increases the more amount of traffic that you get to your site. But right now, you just need to build your portfolio.
All righty.
All right, so I've just gone through everything that I could possibly go through. Is there anything you feel like I left out, or you want to know more about, or you want me to revisit, or whatever?
Well, no, nothing.
Okay. What's you, Pamela? You good?
Yeah, I think so. I'm one of these people where it's what's going to happen is I'm going to get my hands in here. As long as I find this video, I will break out this sucker, because I dissect things, and I will edit it and put it in topical order of how I think I need it. And then that way I'll have each thing. And Whitney, this is another thing, girl, I'm telling you, we could use the things that she has taught us today and start building our portfolio just on that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
And every time we build something, though, we've got to be her hype guy. We have to. Because if we don't support her as bad as we need her, I can't afford to pay her house payment. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing good to pay mine. So I can buy all these workshops in the world, but we've got to be her hype person, and we have to publish what we've learned, and they have to be able to see it so that they'll start buying. Because Robin, I'll be honest with you, I want you around for a long time, and I'm with Whitney. I want to be in the subscription. I want to learn. I want to have multiple avenues of income shooting in my door, like me trying to catch water out of a fire hydrant. And the way I can do that is if I learn the things that you know, because I've already got my foot in the door. I'm already a corporate trainer. I'm already doing e-learning. I just don't have the tools to bring that all and make it user friendly, I guess. It's just all over the place. And I'm just housing my
Yeah.
stuff in my Google Drive. And that's just not good. And it's because this company, you know, they won't spend money. I'll be able to use my own things and show them what I could do. They're not going to lose me. I'll continue to work for them, but I'll be their contractor instead of their W-2 employee who keeps tied to a tree with no creativity. I can't function like that. I'm a creative.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Gemini too. Lord help us all. So, you know, I'm an air sign. I'm creative. I have wonderful ideas, and it's just hard for me to get it down on paper. This is the answer. This is the answer.
Yes. Oh man, Pam, I know exactly how you feel. Corporate has done that. It's really bad, and that's exactly how I feel. So I totally understand. Absolutely.
Well, I really hope that
Well, it
you
could be your creative outlet.
Yeah,
Build your portfolio.
Yeah, I really hope that you want a friend, because that's definitely what I'm offering you as a friendship. Then we already have our building blocks and our things in common. And if you will partner with me and allow me to partner with you, I promise you I have built teams from the ground up, and all I need is this, and I will take the same precepts that I did in the huge corporate industries that I've worked in, and you know, I will work with you. We'll work together and we'll help each other. And trust me, I guarantee you that in 6 months' time, we're going to have such a robust portfolio that we can't keep people away from our email.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes.
That's very exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and like your process and your progress. So definitely, I mean, you absolutely have to keep me updated. You guys are like the first people I've had in this workshop. You're the first one I got to, like, you know, get my, you know, my brain jump on, and I hope that you know, even though we went kind of fast in this and I went through everything, I hope that the workbook really just kind of, you know, like you said, Pamela, just kind of breaks it down for you on all the steps, and I'll send out the recording as soon as this is done. It's probably going to take a while to process because this is a long call.
Can you put in your chat your email address and your phone number? I just gave you mine, and that's the one that I want you to use right now, because the other one, for some reason, I can't get it to work. I'm going to have to call GoDaddy. Please, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. And that's my mobile number, so you can text me. You don't have to call.
Okay, that's mine too.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh,
Beautiful.
This was awesome. Man, Robin, this was crazy. This is good. And now I just have to go and dissect, and just figure it out. This is awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you guys joined me and took a chance on me to trust me to help you build out your portfolio. And, you know, we're actually ending a little bit earlier, like a whole hour earlier than I thought we would. So, you know, you can start building your stuff, and I'll, you know, keep me updated on your progress.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very, 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 very welcome.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.